This is day 299 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is sponsored by John Abram for the Schusar for Shlema for his mother. Chana Fagel Bas Yenta, may she have a for Shlema Bimhera. If you would like to sponsor upcoming Shir more of Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Today we are doing Siman Reish Ches Sif Aleph to Reish Ches Sif Ches. Aleph. Bracha Ches Mein Shalosh. Well, actually, Dine Reish Ches. Dine Bracha Mein Shalosh Al Shiva Saminim. The bracha of what we generically call Al Michya on the 7 species. Aleph. Bracha Ches Mein Shalosh Kachi Nuschasa B'Gemara V'Tur. This is the way the formula of the bracha in the Gemara and in the Torah. Bracha to Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam. Al Michya B'Al Kalkola on the sustenance and on the provision. V'Al Knubas Hasadeh and on the produce of the field. V'Al Eretz Chanda Torah Chava and on the land which is precious, good, and expansive, which you desired and bequeathed to our forefathers, to eat from its fruit and to be satisfied by its goodness. Have mercy, God our Lord, on Israel, your nation, on Jerusalem, your city, and on Zion, the abode of your honor, on your altar, and on your sanctuary, and build Jerusalem, the holy city, speedily in our days, and bring us, lift us up into it, and give us joy in its rebuilding. It says here, Leisa Betur. That part is not in the Torah. Mishnah Berurah adds here, V'nochamir priyav v'nizba mituva. Let us eat from its good fruit and let us be satisfied from its goodness. And some say we don't say it over here, but he also adds, let us bless you upon, and we will bless you upon it with holiness and with purity. Continuing on the Arukh HaShulchan, because you are God, who is good and does good to all. Again, Leisa says Leisa Batur. Baruch atah Hashem al oretz v'al michya. Blessed are you, God, on the land and on the sustenance. Uvatur nosaf od av al kalkola. The Tur adds also al kalkola. Below his scheme was that posting. The posting did not agree to that addition. Rambam Smag, and this Rambam Smag wrote, not without the al kalkola, and that's our minhag, and we should not deviate from it. As I mentioned a few days ago, there are some posting sometimes suggest to say al michya bal kalkola zog me nisht, but to the best of my knowledge, nobody does that. In our Sidurim, also there was added before the signature of the bracha, and we will thank you on the land and on the sustenance. And this is our custom to say it, so that there be something similar to the signature before the signature. This bracha is on the 5 types of grain, which all encompassed by the words wheat and barley in the Torah. And on the 5 types of fruit, gefen, grapes, usaina, figs, rimon, pomegranates, zaytim, olives, udvash, which are dates. We also say it's bracha el shmit mascheles, but it begins al eitz priya eitz, on the fruit and the tree of the fruit, and fruit of the tree. Hayam al gefen, on the wine and on the grapevine. Priya gefen, I'm sorry, but on the wine you make the bracha. Al gefen, priya gefen, on the grapevine and on the fruit of the grapevine. But chasima, and the signature is al oretz val haperos, although on wine is something else. Because bar obezeb siyat ishmaya b'si above, and this will be clarified shortly. Beis Mikas bracha mein sholosh. It's called the bracha which is a synopsis of the three, because it encompasses all three brachas of Birchas Hamazon. Ketzad. How so? Alamichya, who came Birchas Hazon. Alamichya, the first part is like the bracha of Hazon Hazakol. The chem prepares for yayin, al eitz v'al gefen. And so too when you say by fruit and wine, al eitz v'al gefen, that's the first, all part of the first bracha. Eretz Chemdon on the precious land, the main bracha, it's akin to the second bracha. And branching. Rachem, who made Banu Shalim, Rachem was akin to the third bracha. Kiato Hashem Tov Meitiv, who made the main Berachas Tov Meitiv, it's akin to the fourth bracha, Shetit Rabbanan, which Rabbanan instituted. Those who say, don't say Kiato Hashem Tov Meitiv, can't answer Rak Mein Shos, because they don't have to say synopsis of the three brachas. V'lo Mein Arba, not synopsis of four brachas. But Tur writes that this is the formula in all the versions. When he creates Mein Shalosh, and it's called the synopsis of three, Al Shalosh Brachos of Torah, because of the three main brachas which are Min HaTorah, Birchas Hamazon, within in benching. This is the widespread custom throughout Israel. Kimel. In Birchas Mein Shaloshim in Torah, Birchas Hamazon midrabban k'shay brachos, whether the bracha of Alamichya is midoraisa like benching or midrabban like other brachas, and echred there's no determination. The Rambam perchashe bir mikonim kol brachos gam Birchas Mein Shalosh, from the words of the Rambam in the 8th parak of brachos, where he explains first all the brachos and then the bracha of Alamichya, the custom of Harkach. B'din base includes then wrote in halachi base called brachos elu. In all these brachos, you stop lo b'hem. If you're not sure about them, eno chozim baruch lo b'tchil. So if you don't make a bracha, neither the brachos before eating nor the brachos after eating, they should medibur seifim, because they are medibur seifim, which in the Rambam can mean that they're midrabanan, can mean that they are medibur kabbalah. But here, Akan Lashano, Mavur Lahagio, the Rosh says, it's not Midoraisa. Shem Birchas Hamazon Pasam Per base, but here it can't mean the Doraisa, because we pass can buy Birchas Hamazon, which is Doraisa. Shechazar and Chazar and Varka, go back and make the bracha again if you're not sure if you made a Minei Shemin HaTorah, because it's Doraisa. V'yeshu Shemin HaTorah, those who say that the bracha of Alamichya is Doraisa, which is the Magen Avraham, B'zel das Tur, and this is the opinion of the Tur. So Sim Reish Tes, because of the Rambam Shebein B'zel Shono, is a quote from the Tur. V'nir Dafka Rishayna Shemi Rabbanon. Only the bracha before eating is the Rabbanon. Of a bracha achor mein shlosh, but Alamichya of the Shivas Haminim of the 7 species, the Raisa, it is the Raisa Midasamich Le'akra, because it relies on it's derived from a pasuk. Closer, and therefore, if you forget it, you have to go back and say it. I had kind of glossed over that a moment ago, but the language is not clear. That relies on a pasuk, which is my translation derived was not appropriate. It should be relies on a pasuk. The mashal smachta ba'alma, because that sounds like it's just not smachta, which is only the rabbanon, which found the mnemonic device in the Torah itself. But Smak also writes this brachas Rabbanan. The imi the Raisa and the Baruch Shosh brachas gives the Raisa. There are no shortcuts, and you just need to have all 3 brachas. That's Rabbi Gamliel Silver Kima Mishnah. He in fact holds that all Shivas Haminim require benching. This Uvei Rachta, which is in the Torah, Kyle Kosher is going on all 7 species. Avacham Plilei Batacham arguments. The Uvei Rachta, Lo Kai Raka Lechem, that pasuk is only going on bread. The Kos of Shaman says there, Eretz HaShalom Miskenus Tochal Bo Lechem, the land in which not in poverty shall you eat therein bread. Pasuk in the Achar pasuk she was saying this pasuk been after the pasuk about the 7 species. V'Yifsik B'Zeh, and this is interrupts between Uvei Rachta, the pasuk of the 7 species, and benching. The Marachal Bei Rachta Lokai Raka Lechem tells us Bei Rachta only going on bread. V'Chol Shas Lo Matina the Brak, the Birkas Hamos of the rice, and the entire Shas only found that benching is the rice. V'Ash V'Lusha Kosam HaFochash Tavi the rice Ayin Sham. V'Ash writes explicitly that benching is that Alamichya is the rice. V'Chein Gosav HaRosh Tavi the rice Ayin Sham. And the Rosh also writes the Raisa. But came Navi Pluto the Ravos, since it's a machlekes of our great sources. Have a Sveik of the Dina. It's a suffix in halacha. These bars of Simon Reish Test and will be elaborated upon in the end of the next simon. He says in the brackets, Rabbi Saint Eretz Tzochem Adodam Yosham Eretz Hipsik. What about the fact that it says there that Eretz Asher Lo B'Misros Tochal B'Lehem comes in the middle. Zel Al Shalosh Brachos V'Lo Bracha Achas. This is going on the 3 brachos that you don't have to say all 3 brachos on Shivas Haminim, but the one bracha that is Doraisa. And he says, the lav mehai kro lamanu. We don't learn from this pasuk, and we kro achrino melach l'moshe b'Sinai. From another pasuk, or from melach l'moshe b'Sinai. And shama dogim before vein lach b'zen. That seems very far-fetched. Dalet ein l'shol. You can't ask the brachos u'midrabanan. If this brachos u'midrabanan lo mishnosa mishare peiros. Why they make a different bracha than all other fruit? Shebrachos achrino b'nei nefashos. Which brachos b'nei nefashos? So that tam pasuk. The reason is simple. Peiros chamish tamim sheshtachkom be'eretz Yisrael. The fruit of the 5 species with which Eretz Yisrael is blessed. Tiklan bracha chashuv me'en shalosh. They made for them a special bracha. Shar pears die burning fashos. Other fruits, it's good, it's sufficient. They burn fashos. Avagad even though as far as the first bracha goes, there's no distinction between them. We can't distinguish between them. The first bracha. They all are fruit of the tree. Raya and evidence of b'chamishes mini dagon. The 5 types of grain, if you cook them, their brachos also from other foods. Sharei, they have a significant bracha because of their significance. But you can't do that. Make that special bracha on the 5 species of fruits, the 5 special fruits. Don't make it muscle because they're not called sustenance, nutrition. But so we couldn't change the first bracha, differentiate between some fruit and other fruit. But in terms of the last bracha, there was the capacity to make a significant bracha on all 7 species. The Eretz Yisrael, because of the significance of Eretz Yisrael. Hey, Kosabatur b'Shem Harish Einlamar al Tnubas Lasodeh bePeiros u'Yayin. You don't say on the produce of the field when you're making the bracha achrona on fruit and on wine. She'ein loshen zenofel mini dagon. Produce of the field is a language which is specific for grain. Shene'amar v'yochal Tnuvas Sodai. The pasuk is also a bracha. Al Nuslas like Morav, Arifa, Rambam. In all those versions, Kasuv, it says Gam Bohem. Also by them, that is the widespread minhag. Uvemis Rashi Pirush V'Yochaltun Sadai. Rashi Chumash says Elu Peros Eretz Yisrael. It's all fruit of Eretz Yisrael. Shekali that they are light umemarin and quickly special to ripen b'chulia. Hareisha al kol Peros Kai. It's all fruit. Furthermore, the show nov. The source of the word, the root of the word Tnuvas is nov. V'hu lashon tzricha v'gidul is the language of something which grows and which in English both grows and grows, but it's vegetation that grows. You can see what he says, they will still grow in their old age. Chel ki yanuv, and strength which shall expand. The face of the world will be of the earth will be full of growth. So to explain the people who are experts on diktuk, shulashon smichas aperi, it's the language of the fruit. Let's say smichas, it's sprouting. Begilulo and its growth, kanvur mei nesiv. Interesting. I quoted in the Meir Nesiv, who is one of the Gedolei HaMedaktikim, who's rarely used today. Vav u'shem saim al peros v'al aretz. When you finish al peros v'al aretz v'chulei, b'chutzor tumar al aretz v'al peros, and chutzor to say al aretz v'al peros. Where you say you say on the land and its fruit. You say that conclusion. And on the flip side as well, if you eat imported fruit in Eretz Yisrael, you'll marv ala peros. Not ala perosea. The Shabur writes in a suffix such as chutzlaretz adjacent to Eretz Yisrael, where you're not sure if it's on Eretz Yisrael or not, you should say ala peros. And also eating Eretz Yisrael, you don't know if it's fruit from the land or brought from chutzlaretz. Also make al Eretz v'al peros. So you have to be sure, or pretty sure, that it's from Eretz Yisrael to say al perosea. Because I've been says if you alpha bracha bein shalosh diyayin, ein ochosim al gefen priya gefen. When you sign off the bracha for wine, you don't say al gefen but priya gefen on the grapevine and the fruit of the grapevine, ela oretz or priya gefen, but rather on the land and on the fruit of the grapevine, or oretz or on the land and on the fruit at kalashon. This really because he holds in the chasim yan shabbat kachol pears. He holds that in terms of the signature wine is like all other fruits. But other people argue it's really it's less clear. Gefen gam chasim. Hold you have to mention the grapevine also in the signature. Therefore, you should say on the land and on the fruit of the grapevine. Everybody agrees that would be good. That's the widespread custom. If you include it by gefen priya gefen, so then gamkin yotzo you also yotze. That's at the end of the signature. But before the end of the signature, everybody concedes you have to say, we thank you on the land and on the fruit of the grapevine. And when you say fruit, say fruit, you say on the land and the fruit. Afilu be'eretz Yisrael. In other words, before the chasima, in the line immediately before the chasima, don't say that. The die big chasima al it's enough to say at the end of the chasima al peroseh. You don't have to say it immediately before the chasima. I guess because Arukh HaShulchan does not address wine from Eretz Yisrael because wine from Eretz Yisrael was not available where he lived. Because the only wine they had, as we know, was raisin wine. So, but the minhag today is widespread that when you have wine from Eretz Yisrael, you say al oretz v'pri gafno on the land and the fruit of its vine. Okay. That is, again, for wine from Eretz Yisrael. Zayin, Mazkim bracha zu shel Shabbos shel Yom Tov shel Rosh Chodesh. In this bracha, it mentions Shabbos, Yom Tov, and Rosh Chodesh. Kemoshi bracha achutz, since it's a long bracha. So let's get about Mein Amor. You have to mention the matter of that date, or literally the matter of that event, but the matter of the date. A Muslim like by benching. Right? You couldn't even know the lecha. Before you say the Shabbos. You would say about the same Shabbos Hazeh. You say desire us and save us on this Sabbath. You have to remember and you have to say remember us for good on this holiday. Some say give us joy for goodness. And we call us for good on this day of Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Hashanah b'yom zikaron says, remember, very good. Remember us for good on Rosh Chodesh, on the day of remembrance, Rosh Hashanah. The cool and all of them, I didn't mention the matter of the date. So don't make you go back. Chanukah should put him in Maskin and Cloud, but Chanukah and Purim we don't mention at all in Michya. Came the Gambir Samaz. But since even by benching and davening, it's not an impediment, not required, not an impediment. The evidence if you do not say it. Ches imacha, the Gra, I believe, puts all these things later in the bracha, so it's in the middle of rachem, corresponding to rachem and benching, but that's not the general widespread minhag. Also, the Gra takes out the words lechom b'priyav zman b'tuva, because in the Gemara it says that Moshe Rabbeinu want to go there, so lechom b'priyav zman b'tuva. Well, it's not his intention. So therefore, it's not our purpose in Eretz Yisrael. But again, the widespread minhag is not like the Gra. Ches, im acham mezanos v'shasi, if you ate cake and drank wine, v'chaperos, and ate fruit, shel chamesh l'minim 5 species, lo yaseh kol echad bracha m'ni'atzmo, you don't make each one individual bracha, el yichol kulam b'bracha achas. You include all of them in one bracha. The Yomar says, a person should say, al michi ba'al on the sustenance and on the provision. Micha really is the unique language which goes on the 5 grains. It's interesting why they felt they had to add that in here. I'm not sure exactly. But in any event, on the grapevine, on the fruit of the grapevine, on the fruit and on the fruit of the tree. Shiyakti Michya Geffen. First should come Michya from Zonos before Geffen. The Geffen should come first, Leperos before the fruit. But so far, Yomar Ganke, the Yeshua say, no, the Chol Oretz va Michya va Geffen Priya Geffen va Peros Bruchato Hashem al Oretz va Michya va Priya Geffen va Peros. A signature with in two topics, which we don't do. Which we don't do. Because land produces all these things, so therefore it's all included in one entity. Some say the die. Interestingly, some say that it's enough to say, in this case, Amicha Peros, you don't mention Geffen, but our custom is, that is the Magen Avraham, and namely Mordechai and Aguda, but our custom, in fact, is to mention all three in such situations.